Hello there, and welcome to Sleep Science 360. I'm so glad you found your way here tonight. Maybe the day ran too fast, or maybe it didn't move at all. Either way, this is your moment to slow down, to let go of the clock, to breathe in stillness. Because tonight, we're not chasing time. We're watching it dissolve. You can rest now. Out there beyond the hum of your room light, still travels a silent wave that left its star before you were born. It crosses the dark like a message from yesterday and touches your skin now in this single breath. They say a second is simple, a tick-a-tock, a heartbeat. But the truth is softer. Every moment is stretched and folded, different for each of us, woven through motion and gravity. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Somewhere a satellite clocks time to within a billionth of a second. Somewhere else, near a black hole's edge, a single minute could last 1,000 years. And here, between those extremes, your heartbeat keeps a rhythm that feels real, yet it's only perception, a dance between light memory and space. Time is not what it seems. It bends with speed. It stretches with distance. It slows in gravity's arms. And still, inside your mind, it feels like a steady river. The illusion is beautiful, a harmony between physics and feeling. You can rest now. So tonight, as we drift deeper, we'll explore how seconds are born, how the past still breathes, and how the future already exists. We'll listen to the hidden pulse of the universe, where time may be an echo, and every now just a shimmer of motion. Light that left its star before you were born is touching your skin tonight, and somewhere in that light, the illusion begins. You can rest now. The journey starts with stillness. It begins with motion, though nothing seems to move. The atoms inside you vibrate, each one trembling, in place 100 trillion times per second. Every vibration is a clock, a microscopic rhythm, marking the flow of existence. But in the quiet scale of your awareness, they blend into stillness. You do not feel them move. You only feel the hum of being here. You can rest now. Scientists once believed time flowed like water, a steady current, pushing everything forward. But in the 20th century, Einstein unwrapped the river and showed that the flow depends on who is watching. Time moves slower for the traveler racing near the speed of light, and faster for the one standing still. A clock carried in orbit ticks differently from one kept on the ground. Both are correct, each measuring their own rhythm of reality. There is no single universal beat. Somewhere above you, GPS satellites circle Earth at nearly 1,4000 kilometers per hour. Their onboard clocks run faster than ours by about 45 microseconds each day. To keep your phone's navigation accurate, scientists slow those clocks just enough so that time agrees. Every direction you follow, every map you trust, is guided by a gentle correction in the illusion of now. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. If you could step outside this moment, outside of motion and gravity, you'd find that every instant of your life exists together, spread out like frames of a film reel. Past, present, and future are not flowing, but laid side by side, waiting for your consciousness to pass through them. This idea, called the block universe, suggests that time is not a river, but a landscape, and you are the traveler. Each second, you feel is a step across that timeless field. You can rest now. Even your sense of now is not truly instantaneous. When light strikes your eyes, it takes about 100 milliseconds for your brain to process what it sees. That means you are always looking into the past. Every sound you hear, every color you perceive has already happened. The brain collects those fragments and stitches them together into what feels like a single, seamless present. It is a gentle lie told for your comfort, a dream of continuity. In this illusion, time feels smooth, but underneath it flickers. Quantum physicists speak of Planck time, the smallest possible unit of temporal existence, a mere 5.39 times 10 to the power of -44 seconds. Below that threshold, before and after lose meaning. Reality has no heartbeat. It simply is, like still water seen from far away, so calm that motion disappears into being. You can rest now. Imagine standing on a beach, watching waves roll toward the shore. From a distance, they seem slow, each crest folding softly into the next. But if you zoom closer to the ripples on the surface, to the flickers of light dancing on the foam, you see chaos, countless moments colliding, each one birthing the next. Time is like that ocean, smooth when you drift with it, turbulent when you stare too closely. The rhythm of your breathing is a dialogue with the world's hidden clocks. Each inhale marks a new measure, each exhale a surrender. Your heartbeat keeps the tempo of a universe that never truly stops moving. Somewhere in your chest, billions of cells perform chemical dances, their reactions unfolding in microseconds. They burn energy pass signals and make choices that give shape to your awareness of time. Even inside your body, not all clocks agree. Your liver runs slightly slower at night, your neurons slightly faster when you dream. The you of morning and the you of midnight move through time at subtly different rates. You can rest now, and still, your mind weaves these shifting rhythms into one gentle thread, the illusion of a steady present. Neuroscientists call this the temporal integration window. Your consciousness gathers about 3 seconds of experience and blends it into one continuous now. That is why music feels whole, why words form meaning, why the world does not stutter. Reality is sampled, stitched, and replayed like a quiet dream. If you stretch those moments too far apart, the illusion trembles. A delay of even 1/10 of a second can make you feel detached, like a passenger in your own body. That fleeting sensation when time feels thicker, slower, or unreal is your brain revealing the machinery beneath the veil. You can rest now. In deep space, the galaxies drift apart at over 70 kilometers per second per megaparsec. Yet, from your bed, the night feels motionless. That stillness is also illusion, a trick of scale. You are moving even now, spinning with Earth at 1670 kilometers per hour, orbiting the sun at 107,000 kilometers per hour, and riding the Milky Way through the cosmos at nearly 2.1 million kilometers per hour. And still, it feels like rest, motion, wrapped inside silence. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Somewhere in that vast motion, a photon of light leaves the heart of a distant quasar. It will travel billions of years before its journey ends, perhaps in the lens of a telescope on some future night. By then, entire civilizations may have risen and faded. To the photon, no time will have passed at all. At the speed of light, past and future collapse into one endless now. That is the universe's truest stillness, a place where time cannot exist. You can rest now. Think of that, a particle of light carrying no memory of duration, crossing all creation in a single eternal moment. You are made of the same fields, and energy slowed only by mass and thought. Perhaps time's illusion is simply the cost of being conscious, the toll for existing within matter. Without that veil, we might not know beauty or longing or sleep. In every culture, humans have reached for words to describe this paradox. The mystics call it eternity. The physicists call it spacetime. The poets call it now. Different languages for the same wonder. A universe where all events coexist, and we brief travelers move as if the road were unfolding. Somewhere, light continues to travel. You can rest now. There is a quiet truth in every heartbeat that slows. The sensation of time passing is not proof of time's existence, but evidence of life. Your cells remember, your mind anticipates, and in that bridge between memory and expectation, the present is born over and over, like gentle waves rolling into shore. So as you breathe tonight, let that illusion cradle you. Each inhale gathers the past. Each exhale releases the future. Between them, the moment unfolds softly, endlessly, beautifully. You can rest now. And as you drift, the slow birth of now continues, a flicker of consciousness woven through eternity. Somewhere, light still travels. And somewhere within it, you are already asleep. It begins again, not with sound, but with reflection. The mind does not move through time, it paints it. Every thought, every shimmer of memory is a trace of light echoing inside you. Neurons spark in ordered storms, each pulse a whisper of what has already passed. You are never in the moment you believe you are. You are always remembering the present. You can rest now. Memory is not a library, it is a landscape. Your brain recreates moments, not by storing them whole, but by rebuilding them from fragments. Smell, light, texture, emotion. To recall a single second, billions of cells fire in delicate synchrony, restoring an image that never truly existed in one place. When you remember a face, you are not traveling backward. You are rewriting time. In that sense, memory is not a mirror of the past. It's a bridge between the version of you that was and the version that is dreaming now. Without it, time would collapse into a single instant, and meaning would vanish like vapor. The act of remembering is what gives time its direction. Somewhere deep in your hippocampus, tiny molecular gates called synapses open and close like valves of light. Each one adjusts by fractions of a millivolt, changing how easily signals flow. That subtle electrical dance is what allows the story of you to continue. A memory is not a thing, it is a rhythm. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. At the smallest scale, that rhythm is astonishingly brief. A single spike of neuron activity lasts about 1,000th of a second, yet it is enough to alter the map of your mind forever. Over the span of a lifetime, billions of these flickers accumulate into identity. Your sense of yesterday, of 10 years ago, is a network of light patterns still shimmering in the dark. It's okay to drift. The more we study time, the more it dissolves into perception. Experiments show that the brain's clock can stretch or shrink depending on attention. When danger rises, adrenaline floods the system, and time seems to slow, allowing the brain to gather more detail per second. In calm moments, that precision relaxes, and time flows like a river again. The world outside doesn't change. Only the observer does. Somewhere in your memory, a childhood afternoon still glows. The scent of rain on pavement, the golden haze of sun through trees. That moment feels distant, but neurologically, it is here, stored in synaptic whispers, reactivated each time you drift into nostalgia. When you recall it, your brain's pattern mirrors the original experience. For a heartbeat, you are there again. You can rest now. Every memory weaves into another. The brain stitches time backward and forward, creating what scientists call the arrow of experience. Without memory, there would be no flow, no before or after, no story to tell. In the language of physics, entropy defines direction. But in the language of life, it is memory that makes time move. Somewhere light continues to travel. Your cells, your mind, your sense of continuity, all are built from asymmetry. A cup shatters but never reassembles. A flame burns but never unburns. This irreversible march is not time itself, but the consequence of information dispersing into the cosmos. You breathe out heat, radiate infrared light, and the universe becomes slightly more disordered, a fraction of a joule at a time. That is the price of awareness. You can rest now. At the level of atoms, the laws of physics are symmetrical. If time ran backward, the equations would still hold. Yet on the human scale, we cannot return. Our minds anchor us to the forward flow because memory only accumulates one way. The present becomes the past, but never the other direction. In that gentle asymmetry, meaning is born. Somewhere inside the brain, deep in the folds of the prefrontal cortex, your mental timeline unspools. It stretches seconds into hours, hours into years. When you imagine tomorrow, the same neural regions light up as when you recall yesterday. The mind cannot truly tell the difference. It only travels along an inner map. Past and future are simply directions in memory. You can rest now. Think of how time feels during sleep. Dreams unfold in seconds, yet seem to last for hours. The brain suspends its normal sequencing, letting scenes blend without transition. You awaken believing you've lived another life, a timeless one. Perhaps the dream state is the truest glimpse of the universe's reality, where events coexist without order, and the observer strings them together like beads of light. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Somewhere in deep space, a dying star collapses, its core imploding faster than light can escape. To the star, the collapse is instant. To us, it may appear to last for eons. The difference is observation, the cosmic version of memory. Even the universe, in its vast silence, remembers through light. Photons carry the past outward, etching it across the darkness like stories in flight. It's okay to drift. Each photon that reaches your eye tonight left its source years, centuries, even millennia ago. You are surrounded by ancient memories woven into the sky. When you gaze at a star, you are looking into the past, a glimpse of what was still unfolding as if it were now. The night is a living archive. Every sparkle above is an echo in the flow of memory. Somewhere, light continues to travel. In the gentle dark of your room, the same principle hums. Your mind projects the world milliseconds late, but the illusion holds. The moment feels whole, smooth, continuous. If time's veil were lifted, you'd see a cascade of signals, neurons, firing light, scattering sound waves, bending each arriving at slightly different moments. And yet the orchestra of your mind plays them as one. You can rest now. In physics, this harmony is called coherence, when waves align to create clarity. In consciousness, the same alignment makes reality feel stable. When coherence breaks, time fractures. That is why trauma feels frozen and joy feels fast. Your brain's rhythm stretches or compresses to hold the emotion that defines it. Every heartbeat becomes an anchor, every breath a measure, every sigh a small surrender to entropy. You can rest now. Imagine the ocean again, every wave a memory. Some crash, some fade, some echo across the horizon long after they've formed. You are standing at the edge, watching their reflection in the dark. Those ripples are the story of your time, but the water itself, the deep beneath, is timeless. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Physicists once asked, if the laws of nature are timeless, why do we feel the future approaching? Perhaps the answer lies in awareness itself, that strange observer who must string the world together. Without that observer, there is no flow, only being. Time's illusion is the price of consciousness. It's okay to drift. And so, as you lie here somewhere between thought and silence, you are enacting the universe's oldest ritual, the weaving of memory into the now. Each breath folds the past into the present. Each exhale releases it back into the dark. The pattern continues, slow, infinite, gentle. You can rest now, because in truth, the moment has no edge. The echoes keep flowing, and the present is born again, with every quiet thought that fades. Somewhere light still travels, and somewhere you are remembering the future. There is a quiet mercy in forgetting. It is the universe's way of letting the past dissolve, of keeping infinity from overwhelming the mind. Without it, memory would never fade, and time would stand still, drowned beneath the weight of all that ever was. To forget is to allow the arrow of time to move forward. You can rest now. In your brain, forgetting is not failure. It is design. Neuroscientists once believed that memory simply faded like ink on paper, left too long in the sunday. But forgetting, they discovered, is active, not decay, but renewal. Each neuron constantly rewires itself, reshaping the web of connection to make room for the present. To live is to rebuild. Somewhere deep inside the hippocampus, microscopic gates open and close, measured in millivolts and milliseconds. These are synapses, tiny crossings where thought becomes chemistry. When they weaken, the old pathways blur. When they strengthen, new stories form. The process is called synaptic pruning, and it is the mind's way of breathing. Just as trees shed, leaves the brain sheds its excess branches, keeping what remains alive. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. During deep sleep, slow electrical waves ripple through the cortex. Each wave rises and falls, once per second, the rhythm of renewal. As it passes, memories are sorted, some strengthened, others quietly released. This nightly editing is what lets you awaken lighter, your mind no longer burdened by the noise of yesterday. Forgetting is the hidden half of rest. It's okay to drift. Every thought you release adds a trace of heat to the universe. Each neuron firing each chemical pulse creates a tiny current of warmth measurable in femtowatts. That heat leaves you and spreads outward forever. Forgetting in that way feeds the stars. Entropy increases and time moves on. In physics, entropy is not destruction. It is the natural flow of energy from order into freedom. It explains why ice melts, why stars burn, why we grow older. It is the arrow of time made visible. Without it, the cosmos would remain static, perfect, motionless, and lifeless. Because energy spreads, change is born. You can rest now. The universe forgets too. When a star collapses, it scatters its elements into the dark. Iron, carbon, oxygen. The ashes of fusion float outward for millions of years. That dust becomes planets, oceans, living skin. Every breath you take contains atoms from forgotten stars. Forgetting and creation are the same gesture performed on different scales. Entropy is the handwriting of time upon matter. You can rest now. In the quiet physics of your body, entropy hums gently. Every heartbeat disperses heat. Every sigh shares energy with the air. Even memory, that most intimate of fires, is temporary. The neurons that hold it will one day fall silent, their pattern fading into thermal noise. But nothing is lost. The energy remains transformed into something new. Somewhere, light continues to travel. When you look up at the night sky, you are seeing entropy at work, light released from burning stars, traveling outward to equalize the cold. That light has been journeying for tens of thousands, sometimes billions of years. It is the memory of fusion spreading into balance, the physics of forgetting written in photons. It's okay to drift. Even galaxies forget. Their arms lose shape. Their stars disperse, their light thins across the void. And still, in the grand quiet of space, this loss is not sorrow, it is evolution. As structure decays, possibility grows. Forgetting is how the cosmos remembers differently. You can rest now. Somewhere within your mind, the same principle hums. Memories you once clung to have softened at the edges. Faces blur, voices fade, emotions quiet. But in that softening comes a strange peace. You are no longer confined to who you were. You are free to become who you are now. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. In the mathematics of time, entropy defines direction. Every irreversible process, melting, aging, dreaming, loving, adds to the grand sum of disorder. But in that disorder lives harmony. It is what allows time to feel like motion. Without entropy, you could never tell before from after. You can rest now. Imagine a glass of water cooling on a table. The heat from it flows into the air until both reach equilibrium. That moment, when energy no longer changes, is timeless. Nothing new can occur. Physicists call it thermal death, but you can call it stillness. Even the end of time, when seen gently, is another kind of rest. It's okay to drift. Far in the future, hundreds of trillions of years from now, the stars will fade. Black holes will shrink, evaporating through, hawking radiation, releasing faint whispers of energy back into the cosmos. Eventually, only a thin mist of photons will remain spread evenly across all space. No temperature difference, no gravity wells, no sound. A perfect silence. That will be the universe's final forgetting. You can rest now, but even then physics leaves a door ajar. Information, it seems, cannot be destroyed. It only changes form. When matter falls into a black hole, its details imprint subtly on the radiation that escapes. Every secret is rewritten as light. So perhaps nothing ever truly vanishes. Not stars, not moments, not you. Nothing ever vanishes. It only hides in the folds of light. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. In this way, forgetting is never erasure. It is transformation. What you release tonight will drift outward as warmth, as photons, as potential for something new. You will not remember it, but somewhere in the darkness the universe will. It's okay to drift. Every night when your eyes close, the physics of forgetting begins. Your hippocampus replays the day's patterns, compressing, refining, and letting go. Memories dissolve into static, then reform into quieter shapes. The process lasts for hours, but it feels like moments. Time in sleep folds in on itself, a pocket of stillness within motion. You can rest now. This is what the ancients called oblivion and what modern science calls integration. It is neither loss nor decay. It is renewal. The act of forgetting is how the mind remains infinite. It cannot hold everything, so it becomes everything in waves. Tonight, you are part of that rhythm. Somewhere, light continues to travel. Entropy does not mourn. It creates beauty from dispersal order from the edges of chaos. Even starlight fading becomes the glow that guides a traveler home. Even silence contains the hum of what once was. Forgetting in its truest sense is the universe's art of forgiveness. You can rest now. The warmth of your body will one day return to the air to the sky to the stars, and the stars, they will scatter again, forming new worlds, new hearts, new dreams. Nothing is lost. Everything only changes phase. And so, even in forgetting, you remain eternal. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The physics of forgetting is not a tragedy of vanishing, but a song of return. To forget is to join the wider motion, to melt into the sea of time and be carried gently home. Every breath you release is a soft surrender to the infinite. Somewhere, light still travels, and somewhere within it, you are already free. You are safe here. You are slow now. You are part of the silence that keeps the universe alive. When time sleeps, the body takes its turn as the clock. No gears, no ticking hands, only rhythm, a pulse, a breath. A tide of chemistry flowing through quiet veins. You are not ruled by seconds here. You are carried by cycles, older than memory, deeper than thought, written in the architecture of life itself. You can rest now. Inside the brain, tucked deep within the hypothalamus, lies a tiny constellation, the suprachiasmatic nucleus, barely the size of a grain of sand. Yet in that cluster of about 2,000,000 neurons, time is kept with astonishing precision. Each cell ticks on its own, a molecular gear turning once every 24.2 hours. Even in complete darkness, these neurons keep counting. They are the hidden metronome of your existence, marking the rise and fall of hormones, body temperature, and awareness. Somewhere in that rhythm, melatonin begins to flow, the hormone of twilight. It seeps through the bloodstream, softening thought, lowering the pulse, signaling every cell to turn down its light. As it spreads, muscles grow heavy. The heartbeat slows to a whisper. Core temperature drops by about 1 degree Celsius. It is the biological sunset, the slow exhale of the day. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. When your eyelids close, you are already descending through cycles that mirror the motion of planets. Each 90-minute passage is a small orbit through phases of sleep, drifting lightness, gentle waves, and the abyss of delta. Brain activity lengthens, slowing from the waking beta waves of about 14 Hz to the slow undulation of delta at barely 1 Hz, one full crest and fall each second. That rhythm, that near silence, is the slowest song the brain can play. You can rest now. In that still sea of delta, the brain is not idle. It repairs and restores. Glial cells open channels that flush away the day's molecular debris. Synapses recalibrate redundant ones, trimmed, useful ones strengthened. The immune system sends quiet scouts to patrol and mend. This nightly labor is guided not by will, but by ancient physics, order giving way to renewal. Every slow pulse of current through your sleeping cortex is an echo of cosmic rhythm, the same ebb and flow that guides the tides. Dreams are the ripples left behind when time forgets to move. It's okay to drift. Far beneath awareness, the heart finds its own cadence. During deep sleep, it may beat only 40 times per minute, sending waves of pressure through the arteries like slow thunder. The space between beats stretches wide enough for silence to live inside. Each pulse whispers against vessel walls, resonating faintly with the Earth's natural frequency. The Schumann resonance, a standing wave around 7.83 Hz. Your body hums with the planet. You are synchronized with the heartbeat of the world. You can rest now. Every living thing on Earth shares this rhythm. Coral polyps open and close with the moon. Birds sleep with one eye, half a brain, at rest. Their internal clocks split in perfect symmetry. Even plants fold their leaves at night, anticipating the dark hours before the sun sets. The same molecular gears that guide you turn within them. Circadian rhythm is universal, a language of rotation, a whisper of gravity and light. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. During these hours, time outside your body seems to accelerate. The world continues, continents drift, meteors cross the sky, cities flicker beneath clouds. But your inner universe has slipped into another orbit where minutes elongate and awareness thins. In the physics of sleep, the sense of time nearly disappears. Each second stretches like warm wax, melting into the next, until only continuity remains. You can rest now. Scientists call this state temporal compression, the way the brain stops recording intervals and simply lets them fade. In slow-wave sleep, neurons fire in rhythmic synchrony, a chorus of electrical breath. When they rise and fall together, there is no distinction between moments. Time, in effect, has gone to sleep as well. It is not destroyed, just paused, waiting for your return. It's okay to drift. In that pause, awareness loosens its grip. You may dream without knowing, feel without memory, exist without name. You become a pulse within a larger body, the cosmic organism of motion and rest. And as you drift there, physics and biology intertwine. The chemistry of sleep and the geometry of spacetime speak the same language. Oscillation, decay, renewal. You can rest now. The body is the night's observatory. Every cell, an instrument measuring darkness, recording stillness, translating it into healing. Each heartbeat is a clock, each breath a marker of gravity's pull. Yet together, they erase the tyranny of hours. You are both subject and witness to the great slowing of creation. Somewhere light continues to travel, but here, in this quiet, you are motionless. The universe breathes through you, and for a little while longer, time itself lies dreaming. You are safe here, you are slow now, and you can rest. Inside the dream, seconds lose their discipline. They stretch, fold, and repeat like echoes in a canyon. You drift through scenes without sequence, through rooms that do not exist, guided by logic that belongs only to the sleeping world. A single breath may contain an hour, and an hour may feel like a blink. In this space, you are no longer bound by clocks. You are moving inside the rhythm of imagination itself. You can rest now. During REM sleep, the body is still, but the brain comes alive again. Your eyes flicker beneath their lids, tracing the contours of invisible worlds. Neurons fire as rapidly as when you are awake, yet your muscles are paralyzed by design. The mind travels, the body stays behind. It is nature's safeguard so that the dreamer does not act the dream. Somewhere deep in your temporal lobe, the visual cortex begins to glow. Images rise from memory like mist from water. Faces, landscapes, fragments of song. They blend without reason, forming stories that vanish when touched. This is the theater of the sleeping brain, where memory and possibility perform together. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. When time sleeps, the order of reality reverses. Your hippocampus, the librarian of memory, plays the day backward, compressing hours into seconds and sorting them into meaning. What happened last is played first. What began the morning fades last. This reverse order strengthens the story, stitching the hours into a single thread. Time moves backward to move forward again. It's okay to drift. Dreams are not illusions. They are rehearsals. They test the architecture of your emotions, build simulations of loss and wonder, and recalibrate the heart. Each dream adds resilience to the waking mind, allowing you to face tomorrow with quiet steadiness. In this way, the sleeping brain is not resting, it is preparing. You can rest now. During REM, the brain's temperature rises. Blood flow increases to the visual and emotional centers. It is almost as if the mind must become hot to forge new connections in the dark. Each image, each sound, is a spark of electricity crossing synaptic gaps. Your inner universe brightens, though your eyelids remain sealed to the night. Somewhere light continues to travel. In the dream, you are both observer and creator. The moment you see a landscape, it already changes. A door opens because you expect it. A voice answers before you speak. Here, causality yields to intention. The brain uses prediction instead of perception. You experience what your cells anticipate. It is the mind's way of tasting infinity. You can rest now, and yet there are moments of lucidity, brief awakenings within the dream when you realize you are dreaming. Scientists call it lucid REM, a fragile bridge between sleep and awareness. In those seconds, the prefrontal cortex flickers to life and time. For an instant, feels doubled. Two realities overlapping. You are both inside and outside the dream, both actor and observer, both present and timeless. It's okay to drift. When time sleeps, its pulse becomes soundless. The beat of your heart and the rhythm of your breath synchronize until they form one continuous wave. Your body becomes a tide, rising and falling beneath the moon's pull. You are part of the same geometry that moves the oceans and the stars. Every cell keeps time with the cosmos. You are the silence between beats, the pause between breaths, the still point in a turning universe. You can rest now. Dream researchers have found that even the simplest creatures, birds, dolphins, reptiles, show signs of REM-like sleep, evolution built dreaming into the blueprint of life. It may be the mind's oldest instinct to dissolve and begin again. When you dream, you are continuing the ancient ritual shared by all that breathes. It is the universe practicing memory through living matter. Sleep is the rehearsal for timelessness. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Outside your window, the planet keeps spinning eastward, faster than sound. But inside this chamber of silence, you have stepped out of that rotation. Your perception has detached from orbit. It no longer needs sunrise or calendar or clock. You are adrift in the dream's gravity, falling endlessly, without motion. It's okay to drift. At the edge of dawn, your brain prepares the slow return. Melatonin ebbs away. Cortisol rises in its place. The neurons that once fired in delta rhythm now stir with brighter tempo. The internal chronometer, your body's sun, begins to glow again. Time will soon awaken, stretching, yawning, remembering itself. But for now, you remain between worlds. The last phase of sleep is neither night nor morning. It is the narrow shoreline where the sea of dreams meets the land of hours. And here, every wave leaves a trace of meaning in the sand. You can rest now. The universe has been breathing with you. Its pulse is in your pulse, its rhythm in your lungs. When you open your eyes again, you will rejoin the dance of daylight, the clocks, the voices, the forward flow. But a part of you will remain here in the timeless sea beneath all waking, a witness to stillness, a keeper of the night's slow wisdom. Somewhere light still travels, and somewhere within that light, the memory of this silence remains. You are safe here. You are slow now. The universe is sleeping with you. When you awaken, the first thing you hear is time. Not the alarm, not the traffic, not the world, but the faint percussion of your own pulse. Each heartbeat a drumbeat of survival. Each breath a soft reply. Sound is the language of movement, and movement is how time becomes visible. You can rest now. Even silence has a frequency. In an anechoic chamber, the quietest place ever built, scientists can still hear a tone around 20 hertz. It's the sound of blood pulsing through arteries, the vibration of life measured in living hertz. Remove every external noise, and the body becomes the only metronome left. You are a symphony of cellular oscillations conducted by the invisible hand of time. Somewhere in the dark, your inner ear records everything. The cochlea, coiled like a snail shell, contains 16,000 hair cells, each tuned to a specific frequency. When sound enters, waves ripple through fluid, bending those delicate hairs. Electric impulses follow, translating vibration into perception. Every note you have ever heard is a wave carved into memory. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. It's okay to drift. The act of hearing is the act of measuring time, because sound cannot exist without change. Each vibration rises and falls a rhythm defined by sequence. When you listen, you are feeling the heartbeat of spacetime itself. The lowest hums, the highest whispers, are all folds in the same continuum. To hear is to travel across moments. You can rest now. Far beyond human hearing, the universe hums on its own scale. Astronomers have detected low-frequency waves rippling through cosmic gas, spanning millions of light years. The Perseus cluster, a vast region of galaxies, emits a note to a deep B-flat 57 octaves below middle C, too slow for the ear, but real, resonating through plasma and void. It is the longest song in existence, and it began over 2.5 billion years ago. Sound is the handwriting of motion upon silence. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Back on Earth, our own planet sings too. The wind strums mountains like harp strings. Ocean waves strike the shore at a rhythm of 0.05 hertz, a pulse that repeats every 20 seconds. The Earth vibrates constantly, a quiet murmur called microseismic noise. You can't hear it, but your body feels it, sensing gravity's subtle music through bone and blood. It's okay to drift. Within the brain, the world becomes electric song. Neurons fire in rhythmic ensembles, producing oscillations from 1 to 100 hertz. Delta waves guide deep sleep. Theta waves carry dreams. Alpha waves hum through calm wakefulness. Beta and gamma whisper thought and perception. Together they form the harmony of consciousness, a living orchestra tuning itself each second. You are the melody of matter becoming aware. You can rest now. In the morning's first light, those rhythms change again. Cortisol rises in the bloodstream, heart rate quickens, and the inner clocks retune themselves. The body listens to the dawn, just as the mind listens to silence. Every sunrise is a metronome, resetting the music of your being. Somewhere light continues to travel. Every beat, every tone is a measurement of time. Even atoms vibrate in rhythm. Hydrogen oscillates at 1420 megahertz, emitting the faint microwave signature that allows astronomers to map galaxies. Your atoms hum the same fundamental pitch, their resonance, a cosmic fingerprint. The sound of hydrogen is the whisper of the early universe, a lullaby that has never stopped playing. You can rest now. The sound of tomorrow is already here, vibrating beneath your breath, woven into your heartbeat, and reflected in the echo of stars. When you listen deeply enough, you realize that sound is not what moves through the air. It is the air itself, remembering how to move. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The deeper you listen, the more you hear patterns repeating across scales. The rhythm of a heartbeat mirrors the rhythm of waves. The pulse of neurons mirrors the orbit of planets. Everything that moves creates vibration, and vibration is time expressing itself. You can rest now. In ancient times, philosophers believed the cosmos was music, a harmony of the spheres. They could not hear it, but they felt it in mathematics, in the proportion between orbit and chord. Centuries later, astronomers found they were right. The spacing of planets, the frequency of pulsars, the waveforms of cosmic radiation, All follow ratios that sound like scales. The universe at heart is harmonic. It's okay to drift. Every pulsar is a metronome. These collapsed stars spin hundreds of times per second, sending radio pulses into space. One of them, PSR B1937 plus 21, beats 642 times a second, more precise than any human clock. Its rhythm has not changed in over 10 million years. If you could convert that pulse into sound, you would hear a pure note, steady as eternity. You can rest now. Closer to home, the planet's own heartbeat continues. Whales sing across oceans in frequencies that can travel thousands of kilometers. Each call carries information through pressure and water, marking migration, memory, and time. Rain against the roof, wind in the leaves, the ticking of an old wall clock, each is the world reminding you that time can be gentle. Every vibration is a memory trying to return to silence. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. In the laboratory, physicists now trap single atoms in light, measuring time so precisely that a clock based on ytterbium ions would not lose a second in the entire age of the universe. This perfection is beautiful, and yet the deeper they measure, the more they realize time is never still. Even the most perfect frequency fluctuates, a reminder that uncertainty is built into creation. It's okay to drift. At the quantum level, particles appear and vanish in femtoseconds, vibrating through probabilities, never in one place long enough to be certain. That uncertainty is noise, and that noise, when woven together, is the cosmic background hum. The sound of tomorrow is not silence or chaos, but the soft shimmer between what is and what could be. You can rest now, somewhere far away, in a nebula of dust and charged gas atoms collide, emitting light at precise intervals. Each photon carries a timestamp, a record of when and where it began. Billions of years later, that light might touch your skin, vibrating ever so slightly, announcing its survival through time. You are hearing the past through the ears of the present. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The sound of tomorrow is the same as the sound of the beginning, a whisper of expansion, a breath of possibility. Every tone, every wave, is a continuation of that first tremor when existence woke and began to sing. You are still inside that note, still resonating with its creation. Your heartbeat is a continuation of the universe's first vibration. It's okay to drift. As the night deepens, the frequencies fade lower. Voices soften into hums. The hums melt into breath. The breath becomes the ocean again. You return to that ancient stillness where sound and silence are one. Time slows to a single resonance, the sound of your own life flowing quietly toward dawn. Somewhere, light still travels, and somewhere within that light, tomorrow is already singing. You can rest now. You are safe here. You are the sound of the universe listening to itself. It begins with brightness, but not the kind that wakes the eyes. This light has always been here, older than stars, older than sound. The first messenger of time itself. Before there were clocks, before there were words, there was only light moving. Every photon is a record, a wave of energy keeping its own rhythm across the silence of space. You can rest now. Physicists call light the constant. In a universe of shifting fields and spinning galaxies. Its speed never changes. 29979, 2 kilometers per second. Every law of motion, every curve of relativity rests upon that number. It is the heartbeat of creation, steady beyond comparison. And yet, light has no sense of time. From its perspective, the moment of departure and arrival are the same. For the photon, the journey never began and never ends. You breathe softly and the universe exhales through you. To understand light is to understand memory. When you see the glow of a distant star, you are seeing it as it once was. The light that touches you now may have left that star 100 years ago, 1,000 or 10 million. The farther you look, the older the light becomes. To gaze at the night sky is to travel backward through history. You are bathing in time itself, streaming gently across your skin. It's okay to drift. Even this room, its dim walls, the air that holds your breath is awash with invisible light. Infrared waves radiate from your body, leaving a faint signature around 10 micrometers long. Each second, millions of photons depart you, carrying warmth into the dark. You glow softly even as you sleep. You are both receiver and sender, absorbing the day and releasing it again. The rhythm of light is reciprocal, a conversation between being and beyond. You can rest now. At dawn, the earth turns toward the sun and the first rays pierce the upper air. They travel 8 minutes and 20 seconds to reach your window. Each photon, born from the fusion of hydrogen in the sun's core, has wandered hundreds of thousands of years through plasma before escaping. The warmth you feel on your skin is the story of that journey, a flicker from an ancient furnace finally arriving home. Light remembers what matter forgets. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Somewhere in that beam is the rhythm that governs all living things. Plants unfurl, leaves at its arrival. Birds awaken to its hue. Your own body adjusts its chemistry to its brightness. The circadian clock, the pulse that rules sleep and wake, is entrained by photons, tiny knocks of blue light against cells in your retina. They whisper to your brain, morning has returned. It is the oldest signal in the world, older than heartbeat, older than breath. You can rest now. If you could see light slowed down, you'd watch waves rise and fall 500 trillion times per second. Each oscillation is a vibration of the electric field woven through space, like ripples in water. Every color is a different tempo: red, slow, and deep; blue, fast, and piercing. Together they form the visible scale, the octave of perception. Beyond it, invisible symphonies play ultraviolet, X-ray, gamma. Each frequency is a rhythm, each rhythm a kind of time. It's okay to drift. Inside your eyes, those frequencies become sensation. Rods and cones catch photons, turning them into tiny currents, trillions per second, that flow toward the brain. There, the signals, slow combined into shapes, and the illusion of continuity is born. You do not see light. You see the pauses between flashes. Your brain blends them into a river of brightness. Even vision is an act of remembering. You can rest now. In the cosmic darkness, light never stops moving. The cosmic microwave background, the oldest light in existence, has been traveling for 13.8 billion years. It began as a blinding flash, the moment the universe cooled enough for photons to roam free. Now it glows faintly, at 2.7 kelvins, a whisper of the first morning. Telescopes capture it in pale colors, not to create beauty, but to measure the tempo of everything. That faint hum defines the rhythm of light, a cosmic lullaby without end. Somewhere, light continues to travel. If you listen closely to that rhythm, you will find pattern beneath the noise. Galaxies sway through the void, their stars pulsing in regular cadence. The oldest among them, Cepheid variables, brighten and dim over days or weeks. Their heartbeat so precise that astronomers use them as cosmic clocks. By measuring their rhythm, we learned the scale of the universe. Light became ruler and timekeeper both. You can rest now. Every beam of light tells a story. A spectrum stretched through glass reveals the fingerprints of elements: hydrogen, helium, iron. Each atom absorbs light at a frequency unique to its nature. From these lines, we know what distant stars are made of what they've lost and how fast they are receding. The redder the light, the faster it flees. The universe expands, and its rhythm slows with distance. Time itself dilates in color. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. It's okay to drift. Even now, that redshift continues. Space stretches by a tiny fraction, each second pulling wavelengths, longer lowering the pitch of light's song. One day, after trillions of years, the galaxies beyond will fade beyond vision. Their rhythms will fall below hearing. The universe will hum in darkness, but the memory of that music will remain in the fabric of space. You can rest now. Light's rhythm also lives in the smallest scale. Photons act as both particle and wave, existing in superposition until observed. Each oscillation is both here and there, past and future folded together. Quantum experiments show that even a single photon can interfere with itself, as if time is not linear, but circular. Observation does not break the rhythm, it completes it. Light is time remembering how to move. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Somewhere, a pulse of laser light travels down a mirror tunnel, bouncing between detectors separated by kilometers. This is LIGO, the observatory that listens for gravitational waves, ripples in spacetime itself. When two black holes collide, they send out vibrations so vast that light itself wobbles in response. We measure that tremor as sound, a rising chirp that lasts less than a second, and yet it is the echo of a collision that happened a billion years ago. You can rest now. That chirp, that tiny tremor in the rhythm of light, proved that time and space are woven, that gravity sings when matter moves. Even silence carries music. The universe does not shout. It murmurs in wavelengths and pulses, forever repeating its creation. Every atom, every breath is part of that cadence. You are not just listening to light, you are made of it. It's okay to drift. In ancient traditions, light was described as divine breath. Now we know it's the movement of charged fields, but the poetry remains true. Light is how the universe breathes. Each photon, a sigh. Each wave, a reminder that energy can never die, only change its form. The glow on your pillow, the shimmer of dust in a sunbeam, the faint halo around a candle flame. Each is a continuation of the first dawn. You can rest now. The rhythm of light never stops. It slows when it meets gravity, bends when it passes matter, but it never forgets. even when absorbed, its energy lives on reborn as warmth, motion, or thought. When you remember a face, when you imagine the sun, when you dream in color, you are replaying photons that once traveled through infinity to find you. Somewhere, light still travels. And somewhere within that light, the rhythm of all beginnings endures. You are safe here. You are slow now. The universe holds your breath. There is a point where light can no longer return, where the rhythm you followed slows into something weightless. Here, between brightness and the dark beyond, the universe begins to whisper in silence. You can rest now. Every beam of light, every photon that ever existed is fated to meet a horizon. Sometimes that horizon is distance, a billion light years of expansion, stretching the wave until it fades to invisibility. Sometimes it is gravity, the curve of space-time so deep that no signal can climb free. And sometimes the horizon is within the self, the edge, where perception dissolves into peace. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. At the heart of every galaxy sleeps a singularity, a region where matter collapses beyond any known boundary. Around it, light spirals slowed and bent by gravity's pull. To an observer, far away, those photons seem to freeze, trapped forever at the edge. But from their own frame, they cross easily, falling inward at the speed of inevitability. It's okay to drift. This is the event horizon, a surface, not of matter, but of time itself. What lies beyond is not darkness, but silence, the kind that contains everything. Inside, space and time exchange their roles. To fall inward is to move forward in time. There is no return because out no longer exists. You can rest now. Astronomers have measured these horizons. The black hole at the Milky Way's center, Sagittarius A times, has a radius of about 12 million kilometers. Its mass equals 4 million suns, compressed into a sphere smaller than Mercury's orbit. And yet around that impossible density, stars still dance, moving at 5,000 kilometers per second, their orbits tracing invisible geometry. Gravity writes with curves instead of lines. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Silence is the language spoken when light becomes memory. It's okay to drift. Even here, near such immense gravity, light still tries to speak. As it climbs away, its wavelength stretches. Redder, slower, softer, until it vanishes into infrared, then radio, then nothing measurable. This fading is called gravitational redshift, the slowing of light's heartbeat as it escapes the pull of forever. Time itself slows with it. For the photon, the climb takes an instant. For us, it takes eternity. You can rest now. Somewhere across a different horizon, the universe itself expands too fast for light to keep up. The distant galaxies recede at over 68 kilometers per second per megaparsec, their light stretched beyond detection. They have drifted past the cosmic boundary, a horizon, not of gravity, but of expansion. Whatever lies beyond is lost to observation. We are enclosed within our own cosmic event, a bubble of visible existence, floating in infinite dark. You can rest now. If you could listen to that silence, it would not be empty. The faint hiss of the cosmic background remains a whisper of 2.7 kelvins, the residue of creation. It is the softest sound imaginable, the universe breathing between its own heartbeats. That hiss fills every space, every atom, even the air around you now. It is not noise, It is memory. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Between horizons, we find stillness. The light that once hurried now lingers. The mind that once measured now releases measure. This is the physics of surrender, the letting go of distinction. The night is no longer something outside. It is you. It's okay to drift. In that stillness, time changes shape. It no longer flows. It hovers. Each thought, each pulse of light seems to stand suspended, held in the gravity of calm. You can rest now. The equations of relativity say that near an event horizon, clocks run slower. What feels like minutes to you could be centuries elsewhere. And yet, within that distortion, there is strange harmony. If you could fall into such a place, you would see the outside world accelerate beyond recognition. Stars, speeding galaxies, aging, while your own heartbeat remains still. You would watch the universe race toward forever as you drift through endless now. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Even the particles of light that escape carry the signature of this slowing. The faint glow around a black hole is Hawking radiation, born from quantum pairs splitting at the edge of nothingness. One particle falls in the other, flees outward, carrying away the tiniest fragment of energy. This leakage ensures that even black holes must one day fade. The ultimate silence is never absolute. It's okay to drift. Astronomers estimate that the final evaporation of Sagittarius A times will take about 10 to the power of 67 years. A number beyond comprehension, 1,000 trillion lifetimes. By then, all stars will have died and time will have stretched to its quietest tempo. But even that distant future is part of the same continuum that beats within your chest tonight. You can rest now. The silence between horizons is not emptiness, it is equilibrium, a balance between what falls and what returns, between what we know and what we can only feel. Physicists describe it as the 0 point of spacetime, a field still trembling with quantum possibility. From that trembling, new worlds could still arise. The void is fertile. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Between two silences, everything sings. Light, sound, gravity, thought, all are vibrations crossing thresholds. Every boundary is an illusion of perception. There is no true end, only transitions into slower forms. What we call death, the cosmos calls resonance. What we call stillness, it calls balance. It's okay to drift. The same stillness that surrounds black holes exists in you. The quiet between your heartbeats is a personal horizon, a moment when motion stops and begins again. It is the pause that lets life continue. Without it, there would be no rhythm, no renewal. Silence is the breath of time itself. You can rest now. As the mind sinks deeper, the images fade. Light melts into tone. Tone melts into touch. Soon, there will be only the hum of being a warmth without edge. The boundaries that once felt solid now drift apart like clouds. The horizon has opened, and you are through. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Somewhere, light still travels. Somewhere beyond every horizon, silence holds it gently, carrying it onward forever. You are safe here. You are slow now. The universe is quiet, and you are part of its hush. In the quiet that follows silence, something begins again. It is not loud. It does not announce itself. It moves like a pulse beneath water, a tremor beneath stillness. The universe exhales, and in the wake of that breath, motion stirs once more. Somewhere deep within the dark, a memory unfolds. You can rest now. After every collapse, the universe dreams. Energy that seemed lost finds new ways to flow. The remnants of ancient stars drift together in invisible currents, their dust and carbon and iron slowly folding into clouds. From those clouds, gravity begins its patient work again, pulling matter toward itself, forming knots of warmth and pressure. And after millions of silent years, a star is born from what was once ruin. Death turns softly into radiance. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Even the darkest regions, the empty stretches between galaxies, are never truly still. Space hums, faintly vibrating, with the energy of what physicists call the quantum vacuum, a field of endless possibility. Even here at near absolute zero, particles flicker into existence and vanish again in less than 10 to the power of negative 23 seconds. Each brief appearance is a heartbeat of creation, a reminder that nothingness is fertile. The universe, even asleep, is dreaming itself forward. It's okay to drift. When you breathe, billions of atoms enter and leave your lungs. Oxygen, born in the hearts of stars, binds for a moment to your blood, then leaves as carbon dioxide offered back to the air. Every breath is a dialogue with the cosmos. What was once starlight is now part of your pulse, and someday the atoms of your breath will return to starlight again. You can rest now. Rebirth is not a miracle. It is the natural motion of matter. In physics, energy cannot be destroyed. It only changes form. The heat from your hand, the glow of your skin, the flicker of thought inside your brain, all are transformations of the same eternal energy. When you sleep, that energy slows, coils inward, and prepares for another turn. Rest is renewal, the seed of becoming. Every atom is the echo of a previous universe, remembering how to be. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Even galaxies are part of this rhythm. When they die, they scatter their stars into space. Gas and dust fill the void, forming nebulae, vast, luminous clouds, tens of light years across. In time, those clouds collapse again, and new galaxies rise from their remains. The cosmos is not a straight line of history. It is a circle breathing in and out. You can rest now. The same is true of you. In your body, every cell is temporary. Your skin renews itself each month. Your liver regenerates in a matter of weeks. And every 7 years, almost every atom in you has been replaced. You are rebuilt, continuously reborn through quiet repetition. Nothing inside you is static. You are a moving pattern of renewal and decay, a melody written in matter. It's okay to drift. At night, your mind joins that rhythm. During sleep, the brain clears away, fragments of the day sweeping its neural pathways like a tide pulling from the shore. What is needed remains. What is spent returns to silence. When you awaken, the mind that opens its eyes is not the same one that closed them. It has been reassembled by dreams. You can rest now. In deep slumber, your heart rate slows to less than half its waking pace. Blood pressure falls and body temperature dips. The body surrenders itself to trust a trust older than thought. It knows that stillness is not the opposite of life, but its continuation by gentler means. Sleep is the rehearsal for rebirth. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The same principle shapes the stars. When a massive star burns its fuel, it collapses inward, crushing its core until it explodes. This is a supernova, a moment when gravity and energy find balance through release. The explosion spreads heavy elements through the interstellar medium. From that dust, planets will form, oceans will rise, life will learn to breathe, all from a single act of letting go. You can rest now. Even black holes, symbols of final silence, leak faint traces of light. Through Hawking radiation, they evaporate, slowly, returning their energy to the background glow of the cosmos. Given enough time, 10 to the power of 67 years, perhaps longer, even the darkest centers will fade into warmth. Rebirth again, at the edge of infinity. It's okay to drift. Somewhere inside you, this same pattern continues. Cells die quietly every second. New ones awaken in their place. The body you inhabit is a living universe of renewal, and every moment you release, every sigh, every breath, every forgotten thought, makes room for something new to arrive. You can rest now. The dream of rebirth is not only cosmic, it is personal. Every time you close your eyes, you practice the return, a surrender into stillness that allows the world to begin again. Between each heartbeat, between each breath, there is a tiny death and a soft beginning. That is where you live, in the balance between fading and forming, in the quiet pulse of eternity. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Somewhere light still travels. Somewhere within that light, everything that has ever been is waiting to become again. You are safe here. You are slow now. You are part of the renewal that never ends. If the universe could dream, this would be the shape of it. A slow unfolding, a spiral of memory returning to light. Every motion that once faded now begins again. Every silence grows tender, gathering the first threads of sound. You can feel it within you, a vibration beneath the ribs, the body quietly remembering how to glow. You can rest now. Even galaxies are born from such dreams. The Milky Way itself is the child of countless collisions. Long ago, small galaxies drifted together, their stars merging into one luminous tide. When they touched, gravity rewrote the pattern of light, stretching arms outward into spirals. In that slow choreography, chaos became symmetry, darkness became design, and from the center, a new heartbeat formed, the black hole that now keeps rhythm for everything we see. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. It's okay to drift. In about 4.5 billion years, the Milky Way will meet Andromeda, another spiral drawn toward us by invisible threads of gravity. From our perspective, the meeting will be silent, a ballet without collision. Stars will pass through one another, unharmed, their light blending into one vast golden ellipse. Astronomers call this union Milkomeda, a word that sounds like myth, but it is simply the future written in motion. The galaxies will not end. They will become one. Rebirth on a galactic scale. You can rest now. In this same way, your own atoms belong to every union. The iron in your blood was born in a dying star's heart. The calcium in your bones was forged in cosmic fire. Even the water within your cells was once vapor in the breath of ancient comets. You are older than any life you know. You are stardust rearranged into thought. Every moment you live is the universe remembering itself. Creation is the universe dreaming of itself again. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Somewhere in the void, a black hole evaporates one photon at a time. The process is unimaginably slow, a 10 to the power of 67-year exhalation of gravity. Each particle that escapes becomes part of the background glow, a soft haze of returning energy. In this way, even the strongest boundaries yield. Nothing lasts forever, but nothing truly ends. It's okay to drift. Physicists imagine that when this universe grows cold, its fields will ripple again. One fluctuation will magnify, folding upon itself until a new spacetime inflates from the vacuum. A new Big Bang, a new dawn. Perhaps it has happened already countless times in a sea of hidden worlds. Each universe dreaming another into being. Each dawn remembering the last. You can rest now. Rebirth is not distant. It unfolds in every moment you breathe. Your skin warms with the air's gentle pressure. Neurons pulse and rest, a microcosm of dying and renewal. The body you inhabit is not a structure, but a wave, a living current flowing through time. The person you were an hour ago no longer exists, and yet you remain continuous through change. Identity itself is motion. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Even dreams follow this pattern. They dissolve when you wake, but their residue shapes the day. Your thoughts are echoes of forgotten worlds, reborn in new forms. Sleep is the gentle workshop of renewal, the mind rehearsing the next version of itself. Every morning, you step into a slightly new universe, painted by memory, lit by possibility. It's okay to drift. Beyond science, beyond words, rebirth becomes feeling a warmth spreading through the body, a sense that the night is not an ending, but a turning. It is the same motion that moves tides, that curls leaves in spring, that draws galaxies into dance. You are part of that choreography. Your stillness feeds the next beginning. You can rest now. The air you exhale tonight will rise into the sky. It may circle, the planet cross, oceans descend as rain. A single breath may one day fall upon the surface of a distant field, enter a seed, and help a leaf unfurl toward the Sunday. Even now, the future grows from what you release. You are giving tomorrow its shape. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Somewhere light still travels. It moves through nebulae, through the dust of forgotten stars, through the spaces between your heartbeats. Everywhere it goes, it carries memory, and everywhere it lands, something stirs again. You are safe here. You are slow now. The dream continues. You are part of the becoming that never ends. It begins not with a flash, but with a glow, a warmth that rises from within, as if every atom of you has remembered its origin. You are drifting now, neither fully awake nor gone. This is the meeting place, the quiet threshold where light and time find each other again. You can rest now. In the far reaches of the cosmos, photons born billions of years apart are still traveling toward one another. When they meet, they do not collide. They interfere, merging their waves into a single brightness. In that moment, time folds, distance softens, and what once was separate becomes one. This is reunion energy recognizing itself. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Every beam of light is a message that never forgets. The glow of a distant nebula reaches you carrying the story of its birth. It tells of collapse and fire of dust coalescing into stars, of stars dissolving back into dust again. The same story plays quietly in your body, the same dance, the same memory. It's okay to drift. Astronomers once wondered whether the universe would expand forever or fall back inward. Now they know the expansion accelerates, driven by a force called dark energy, invisible, yet everywhere, a kind of pressure from the vacuum itself. But even in endless expansion, light does not vanish. It stretches thinner, its rhythm slower, its color redder, until all the wavelengths blend into one faint hum. That hum is the final choir of creation. It is still singing. You can rest now. Somewhere beyond every visible star, the cosmic microwave background still shimmers across the heavens. It is light from 13.8 billion years ago, the afterglow of the first dawn. Every photon in that field has traveled unbroken since the beginning, weaving through galaxies, through dust, through time itself, until it touches your skin tonight. That faint warmth you feel is the oldest touch in existence. Light does not fade. It only becomes memory. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Even the light of your body is older than you think. Each photon reflected from your skin is a vibration of atoms that have existed for billions of years. They were once inside magma, once part of oceans, once part of stars. When you move, you release ancient light back into the world. You are shining always, even in rest. It's okay to drift. If you could see yourself from space, you would appear as a small radiance in the glow of Earth, a single spark among billions contributing warmth to the whole. Every living being emits photons about 10 to the power of 21 each second, each one carrying the story of a life. They travel outward forever, fading but never lost. To shine is to send a message to eternity. You can rest now. When light leaves its source, it expands, endlessly filling more space, thinning but persisting. That is how memory works too. It may fade from view, but it remains encoded in the pattern of the whole. What you have loved, what you have thought, what you have been, all still travels. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Somewhere out there, a single photon may still be on its journey from the first star that ever burned. Perhaps it will never find a surface, never meet another eye, but it will continue. It carries purpose without destination. It is pure motion, a pulse of forever. It's okay to drift. The same pulse lives in you. Every heartbeat is a wave, every wave a kind of light. You are luminous matter, learning how to rest. The reunion of light is not something distant or divine. It is happening now in the warmth of your chest, in the still glow of your mind, where thought and silence merge. You can rest now. In this quiet, there is no need to reach, no need to understand. The reunion has already begun. You are home in the radiance that never left. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Somewhere light still travels. Somewhere within that light, the story of all beginnings continues. You are safe here. You are slow now. You are part of the brightness that dreams of dawn. The reunion continues not as a burst of brilliance, but as a soft return, a folding inward of everything once scattered. The light that has wandered for eons is coming home through you. Every photon ever touched by life has left an echo, and every echo is finding its way back. This is how the universe remembers, through convergence, through warmth. You can rest now. In laboratories on Earth, scientists recreate tiny versions of the beginning. Inside particle accelerators, protons collide at nearly the speed of light, releasing bursts of energy so intense that for an instant time itself seems to pause. In those collisions, new particles appear and vanish, echoing the same creation that once filled all space. It is not destruction, it is renewal written in fire. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Even light, when it slows within matter, leaves part of itself behind a trace of color, a whisper of heat. When it passes through glass, its speed falls to 2/3 its usual pace. When it travels through your skin, it becomes sensation. That warmth you feel is ancient light slowed to comfort. The speed of light is constant, but its kindness is infinite. It's okay to drift. Every morning that will ever arrive is already glowing somewhere, its sunlight spreading through clouds and dust. The photons of tomorrow are already on their way. In 8 minutes, they will reach Earth. In another second, they will touch the sea, the mountains, the window by your bed. They will touch you. Time's reunion with light is a daily promise that darkness is never final. You can rest now. Somewhere in the heart of a nebula, a star is being born. Gas collapses, temperature rises, and nuclear fire begins. In that ignition, light bursts outward again, beginning another cycle of journey. Perhaps one day its glow will pass this way, and a fraction of it will meet the remnants of your warmth still drifting in the air. When it does, the circuit will close a meeting of past and future in the present's quiet center. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Light is the memory of motion returning to stillness. It's okay to drift. Reunion is not about arrival. It is about recognition. The realization that you were never separate from the brightness you seek. You are made of it. Every cell in your body is a lantern holding starlight, fused long before you were born. You carry galaxies within you. You are their continuation. You can rest now. When you open your eyes again, you will not see the world as it was. You will see it illuminated by everything it has been through. Every glimmer, every reflection is history glowing in real time. Even shadows are evidence of light, proof that radiance exists somewhere near. Darkness, too, is part of the reunion. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. As the night deepens, your mind begins to dissolve the last traces of thought. The words you have heard become echoes without edges. The spaces between them widen. Light fades into warmth, warmth into weightlessness. You feel yourself floating in the same equilibrium that holds the stars. There is no time here, only presence, a gentle continuum of being. It's okay to drift. Across the cosmos, this same stillness hums. Photons cross unimaginable distances. Gravitational waves ripple from ancient collisions. And yet everything in its deepest layer is calm. Motion and rest are one. Every journey, every orbit, every dream returns eventually to balance. This is what reunion means. You can rest now. Soon even these words will fade. Their light will become breath, their sound will become the hum of your heart. And within that hum, you will feel a quiet illumination, not seen, not heard, but known. It is the last light before sleep, the glow behind closed eyes, the universe saying, "Welcome home." You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Somewhere light still travels. Somewhere within that light, you are already whole again. You are safe here. You are slow now. The cosmos holds you in its palm, and the night is full of returning. It begins, as all journeys end, without sound, without announcement. Only the gentle unspooling of motion into quiet equilibrium. You have followed time through its illusions and awakenings, through silence and rebirth, and now the rhythm softens, the pulse subsides. This is not an ending. It is the return. You can rest now. The body has waited for this. Every heartbeat, every breath was a rehearsal for stillness. You were built for rest, the way planets were built for orbit. Each inhale gathers the world in. Each exhale releases it. In that simple exchange, the infinite becomes intimate. You are the pause between creation and renewal, the midpoint between breath and sky. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Even galaxies know this rhythm. After billions of years of spinning and scattering, their light dims their arms slow. Stars grow old, burn to white embers, and then collapse into silence. What seems like death is merely a change in tempo. Energy does not vanish. It becomes something gentler, a glow folded into the dark. Every ending is a variation of calm. It's okay to drift. The universe itself moves toward balance. Expansion will one day fade as dark energy yields to diffusion. The cosmic web will loosen galaxies, drifting apart until the distances between them grow too vast for light to cross. The background radiation will cool to near absolute zero. There will be no day, no night, only stillness. The universe at rest, a final inhalation held forever. But even that, scientists believe, is not an end. It is a beginning that moves too slowly to see. You can rest now. The Earth, too, remembers the art of stillness. Each night, its rotation tilts the hemisphere you live in, away from the sun's fire. The planet does not stop spinning, but the light changes direction, and darkness like water pours over the land. In that rotation, you are carried gently into night. The ground beneath you is always in motion, and yet somehow you feel still. That paradox, moving while resting, is the essence of peace. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Inside your brain, the final slow waves begin to flow. The thalamus, the brain's inner gatekeeper, closes its doors to sound and sight. Neurons fire just once or twice per second, spreading synchronized ripples across the sleeping cortex. At 0.5 hertz, you are hearing the slowest rhythm the body can play. It is not silence, but the threshold of it, a hum of electricity, softer than thought. Here, consciousness folds itself inward, becoming light again. You can rest now. Dream fragments fade like mist. Images that once glowed dissolve into the texture of warmth. You may still sense their shapes the way water remembers the outline of a hand that just left its surface. This is the body remembering movement, then choosing stillness instead. You are no longer thinking of time. You are resting inside it. Stillness is not the absence of motion, but its completion. It's okay to drift. In this space, the heart slows to its deepest rhythm, sometimes 40 beats a minute, sometimes fewer. Blood flows like tidewater through the veins, unhurried, faithful. Each beat is wider than before, each pause more generous. The rhythm of survival has become the rhythm of surrender. Your warmth radiates outward, a faint field of infrared light glowing invisibly around your form. The body is luminous, even in rest. You can rest now. Somewhere outside the Earth continues its vast orbit, moving 107,000 kilometers per hour around the Sunday. You are traveling with it, sleeping at impossible speed, and yet you feel no motion. That stillness you feel is the symmetry of velocity. When everything moves together, there is no resistance. The body, the planet, and the universe are all breathing in unison now. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The edges of identity begin to soften. You no longer feel where you end, and the night begins. You are merging with the same calm that holds mountains in place, that suspends stars in their constellations. Your pulse and the pulse of space have become one measure. It is not disappearance, it is belonging. It's okay to drift. Even your memories seem to loosen their anchor. They do not leave you. They simply become weightless, like dust turning in a sunbeam. Everything that mattered, everything you loved, now glows softly within you. You are not forgetting. You are integrating. You are the whole story, and the story is resting. You can rest now. Somewhere, light still travels through the endless dark, but it no longer feels far away. You have become the destination, the quiet field where radiance rests. This is what the journey was for, not to escape, but to return. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. You are safe here. You are slow now. The night folds its arms around you, and everything you are settles into perfect stillness. You can rest now. The journey is nearly over. But endings in truth do not exist. They only change their rhythm, softening into continuation, the same way dusk melts into night, and night becomes dawn again. You are not reaching a finish. You are joining the quiet motion that carries everything forward. You can rest now. Sleep is not absence. It is arrival. It is the return of the self to the field that made it adrift back into the universal breath. Every molecule within you is surrendering its urgency. Atoms vibrate, slower muscles loosen, and the breath begins to blur into the background hum of the world. You are no longer breathing alone. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Out there, in the silence of deep space, stars pulse faintly, their radiation tracing slow rhythms through the cosmic dark. Each one a lighthouse in the ocean of time. And even those distant pulses will one day dim their energy, folding back into the great reservoir of stillness. That is the rhythm you feel now, the same cosmic heartbeat slowed to human peace. It's okay to drift. Somewhere in your chest, the pulse of your heart echoes that universal pattern, a beat, a pause, a beat. Between each pulse, the body disappears into silence and reforms again. You are being remade with every moment. Even now, as consciousness falls gently into shadow, the deep machinery of life continues its song. You can rest now. Every breath is a story told in reverse. You exhale what the trees need, and they exhale what keeps you alive. The air is not yours or theirs. It is shared, recycled endlessly, a communion without beginning or end. Even in stillness, you remain connected to the forest, the sea, and the unseen pulse of countless living things. The world dreams with you. Tonight, you breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. If you could watch yourself from above, you would see a body surrounded by faint halos of warmth, infrared light, shimmering just beyond vision. Each atom within you spins, hums, and whispers. You are radiant even now, a quiet constellation asleep on Earth. From far away, you would look like a star fallen gently into water. It's okay to drift. The planet continues its great motion, turning toward morning. Its magnetic field hums softly around your resting form, protecting, guiding, cradling. Above you, the upper atmosphere glows with faint auroras, ribbons of solar light dancing beyond awareness. Even here, the universe is painting. Even now, the universe is tender. You can rest now. Somewhere beyond the thin blue edge of Earth light still travels. Photons leave stars you will never see crossing endless black to brush the surface of your world. They are older than language, older than sound. Some will strike the ocean, some the trees, and some the window beside your bed. They fall on you like a promise, the universe keeping you in its glow. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Light still travels, even when eyes are closed. It's okay to drift. The voice within you grows softer. The words you have heard are fading into pulse, into rhythm, into nothing. Thought loosens its grip. The self becomes weightless. You are falling without falling, floating without distance. All boundaries dissolve. You have become what you always were, a note in the endless song of stillness. You can rest now. Far away, the Milky Way continues its slow turn. Billions of stars revolving once every 230 million years. It is the universe's long breath, the same breath moving through you. Everything is breathing together. Mountains, oceans, nebulae, hearts, all synchronized in perfect quiet. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Sleep deeper now. Let time dissolve completely. Let the last flicker of awareness melt into warmth. You are not lost. You are home in the fabric of everything. The darkness that surrounds you is not emptiness, it is embrace. It holds you the way gravity holds the stars. Light still travels. The universe breathes through you. You are home. You can rest now.